Hey, what's going on, guys? Sean here from Navigation Motivation. Just wanted to touch base with you. I know it's been sporadic at best, my postings and different things that I've been putting out. You'll see more motivational quotes and stuff like that as I'm guided or as I'm prompted to share different things. But one of the things I've been doing this year, I know you haven't seen a lot of me, but one of the things this year that I've been doing a lot is personal growth, navigating my own change. And in order to be a good navigator, one must know how to navigate. And that is being able to know and understand situations from many, many different perspectives, know and understand how to get yourself out of a lot of situations, and then how to guide others in their situations. So, in order to do that, one must look and start within themselves. So, lots of good change, lots of good lessons I've learned this year. Some of them have been hard, but also some of them have been definitely needed because I know where I want to go. I know where I need to get to, and but I don't know the lessons that come from what I want. Okay, and that's one of the things I was thinking about today prior to deciding to make this video, and that is we are constantly fighting for change. We're constantly fighting for something different. We're constantly fighting for a better life, for a better this, for a better that, for a better world, for a better country, for a better economy. But here's the thing that most people don't understand is it is okay to fight. And it's okay to fail sometimes when you're fighting. Number one, it's not acceptable that you quit. If you believe in something, go after it. Fight it to the end. One of those Marine Corps ways for me. The other thing is know and understand what comes with your fight. Okay, to just fight for the sake of fighting, that's a waste of time. But if you're fighting for something in specific, do and understand the research that will be needed to understand what is required of you in the fight and after the fight. So let's say, for example, you get what you're looking for. What are you going to do with it? You know, a lot of things happen. Let's say, for example, one of the biggest things is being able to endure and grow financially. Okay, what does that entitle? Which basically you're going to have and pay more taxes in most senses. Knowing how to set yourself up so that you are able to reap the benefits of the things that you're fighting for. So in taxes, making sure that you diversify, invest your income, know exactly where your income's going so that the federal government only gets what's due them. Okay, not being shady by no means, but at the same time, being able to reap the reward and then bask in the reward for the fight that you've endured. Okay, some people want to fight for freedoms and personal freedoms and the right to do and say certain things. The wonderful thing about this country is that you can say and do just about anything that you want. However, there comes a challenge with that, is that people are going to judge you 9 times out of 10 before you say anything, but people are going to judge what you say. If you present something as, this is what I want, this is how I want it to be, people are going to have an opinion on it. And sometimes those opinions will be laced with facts. And unfortunately, facts are facts. There's also things that you'll have to be mindful of as well, and that is the responsibility that comes with what you're looking for. The responsibility to not only say what you want to say, but follow it up with action. And the action is not only being destructive, but being responsible. Okay, so having a conversation with somebody, when you're having a conversation, an argument, say, you're having an argument, you're sharing, you're airing your grievances, you're airing your opinions on things. Doesn't necessarily mean we have to agree on it, but my responsibility is to listen and to allow you to air your grievances. I don't have to like it. I don't have to agree with it. I don't have to really listen. However, out of respect for you or out of respect for the person, you want to listen. You want to listen. You want to hear them out. You want to pseudo internalize some of it. Let's take what they're saying and understand that there might be some shred or thread of truth to what they're saying. All right. So find that shred or thread of truth, dissect it, internalize it, figure out if that is true, and then make changes accordingly. Nobody says you have to change your entire perspective on how you do things. However, that might happen or that could happen. But at least understand that a lot of times when somebody says something, yes, a lot of times it's from feeling instead of fact. But if there's a feeling of it, then there probably is some type of truth. One thing I've learned years and years ago when I went through a whole counseling session was you can't argue with somebody's feeling. And you have to acknowledge it, recognize it, and either do something with it or do something about it or do nothing about it. But you don't have to make somebody else's life miserable in the process. So again, understanding what comes with what you want, understanding that there's a responsibility, an unhidden or an unseen responsibility in most situations. Most people literally do not understand what comes with what they're asking for. If you want to be a big lifestyle and a big jet setter and a big business person, you're going to be working a lot. You're going to work a ton. You're going to be doing a lot of things during times where most people aren't. So that means you're going to have to create a discipline, which means you're going to have to foster and take care of that mindset that you have, which takes time away from doing some of the fun stuff that you might need or want to do. Now, if you want to have that lifestyle or play or front, if you will, do it here and there. Don't do it all the time. When you're doing something for a short period of time for pure enjoyment or pleasure, there's little to no responsibility other than acting or being appropriate in that situation. Do it for a period of time, enjoy the pleasure, enjoy the fun, and then get back to doing what you want to do. But when you're the type of person that you're looking for that type of lifestyle as a sustained thing, you have to change certain parts of yourself. You have to change your mindset. You have to change those who you may associate with. You have to change how you present what you want to say. You can be at odds, and you probably will be at odds with a lot of people, but it's how you present what you're saying. You don't even have to always be nice about how you're presenting it, depending on what you want your effect to be. You really want to look at if you want your message to be broadcasted out to the masses, if you want to have the ripple effect, then you might want to approach your message in a different way or in a different meaning. The last thing you want to do is have great intention but crappy execution. You can tell somebody that they're awesome, but if you're screaming at them in a belittling type of way, they're not going to believe the fact that you're telling them that they're awesome. Or if you're trying to show somebody that something is hot, but if you're screaming at them and they're in defiance with you, they're probably going to end up burning themselves anyways. So certain situations require certain steps and certain actions. But then there's also certain situations that come as a result of. So again, the biggest thing is I 100% support what you're going after. But before you start off on this journey, understand what is going to be required from you after. But first of all, understand that's what's going to be required of you before you get started. If I personally want to travel to Oregon, I'm going to need certain provisions in certain situations. I'm going to run into certain challenges along the way. I'm going to run into a lot of joys along the way. So number one, I'm going to need gas. I'll definitely need a roadside assistance program. If you're not the one that would have a roadside assistance program, make sure you have a spare tire or a can of Fix-A-Flat. Have some tools along the way. Make sure you have a credit card with plenty of money so you can get food along the way, stop and be able to see the scenery, so you might want to have a camera. There's a lot of responsibility that comes with taking that journey. And a lot of our journeys in life there's a lot of things that we want to do. There's a lot of things that we want to become. So do the homework now before you start your journey and throughout your journey, because you might need to course correct along the way so that you get the results that you're looking for. So going into 2023, I hope many of you take the opportunity to not only make resolutions or make promises to yourself as what you want to accomplish in 2023, but also do and make the time to understand what is going to be required of you after you arrive. There's nothing worse than getting there and then losing it all. You know, the fall from grace. It's a hard drop. One of the things that I've talked myself through as I built my insurance company or my insurance agency is that, you know, if the struggle is real and tough at front, that means it's going to be a lot better for me when I get there. The results, the yieldings of that work, that hard work, is going to be far greater than I ever imagined. And it was. And now that we're on a different journey, now that we're on a different path, those same rules apply. You know, as I grow and as I develop and as I become a better person, a better Sean, a better navigator to navigate and help navigate individuals through their changes in life, I have to become a better person. I have to grow through challenges. I have to go through things so that I have something to bring to the table and say, hey, Joe, this is what I've gone through. Hey, Bob, this is what I've gone through. This is how it marries up with what you're going through. Maybe you want to look at it from this perspective. Maybe you want to look at it from that perspective. Give some insight, worthy and trustworthy insight, not just theory, because nobody wants to listen to theory. That's what you go to college for. You listen to theory. You listen to a bunch of people talk about something that they've never done. But when you have that practical application backed with fact and theory, when all those come together, then you have a cohesive plan. Then you can actually move out smartly. Not saying that just because you did the research, just because you did all those things the prep work, and you're prepared for things what might come, doesn't mean that there's not going to be a blind side from from time to time. Are going to be those situations that come up that you weren't expecting and that nobody could have prepared you for. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't go after what you want. Or it doesn't mean that what you want is exactly what you want. You got to make sure that your eyes are open for the full effect, that you fully understand what's going to be required. So I bless you with abundance in the new year. I hope and pray that you take the time to really internalize this message, that you hear and understand what is needed to become the greatest person that you need to be, and that you are able to take and share that and share the messages of your journey to help inspire others on theirs and become good navigators themselves. So again, this is Sean from Navigation Motivation. Wishing you the best 2023, and God bless.